So a part of being number one at whatever you do, right? A part of your gift is literally focusing on what you do and then not focusing on everything else around you. Like, this is so important. You can't give energy to anything but the thing that you're supposed to be doing.
This week, our show is brought to you by our partner in crime, Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day without having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then cleaning up afterwards. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan-friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, and turmeric, just to name a few? So make sure you guys check it out at www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI.com/success. Listen, we have too much going on, period. I said it, we don't spend enough time doing the things we love or even with our loved ones. Worse yet, we find cheap and unhealthy substitutes to fill many other gaps in our lives. Hello Fresh. That's right, meet Hello Fresh. We all know that eating out isn't the healthiest alternative, and while it may save you time now, it costs later. Hello Fresh is the answer. With America's #1 meal kit, get fresh, easy, seasonal recipes and pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door. All you have to do is cook and enjoy. For $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/success80. That's HelloFresh.com/success80 and just enter success80. And now to today's show.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on? What up, y'all?
And the good Douglas, Dr. Thomas. I'm GED's favorite. What does the shirt say? I'm GED's MVP.
Let's go. I don't know if it's a lot of dudes that got their GED that did what I did with mine. So.
GED. Oh, you right about that. I might have been just you and Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Right. Appreciate y'all being in here with us, man. We are back live and direct.
It's a different energy just being in the room, dude.
Studio.
It's a different energy.
In case you can't tell, my frequent flyer mileage is going up because I said, you know what? I don't think we can do a podcast from my basement and Carl's basement and whoever knows wherever he is in a hotel lobby somewhere getting cussed out for being too loud. Hey, am I tripping or this happened to me literally 5 times in the last month. Have you ever had a friend or something or a family member or something along those lines? Maybe not you, E, because you an I, so maybe you reach out. But you'll be thinking about them and be like, yo, I got to call that person.
Right.
You'll be like, I got to hit them. And then, you hadn't talked to them in 3 years.
Wow.
And then they end up hitting you before you hit them.
No question.
Oh, man.
It happens even to the eyes.
Listen, I got beat 5 times this month. I was like, you know what, man? I really should reach out and hit my, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talked to my grandma, whoever. In a minute, and you'll be like, all right, I'm gonna hit him tomorrow. And then they'll text you yo, just checking
What's
in.
up?
Thinking about you.
And then you can't even get no credit because you say yo, I was just, and
about
it's
to call, and they're
of course you were.
Exactly. That's what they all say. So anyway, I'm not tripping. We back live and direct. What's going on, fellas? Talk to me.
Man, just feel good, man, to be back. Like I was saying, it's just a different energy, man. I'm talking about from the time I was in here first, y'all, and from the time they walked in, you just felt the whoosh, let's go, man. Everything's good. Hey, we getting I got to do weather. I've been branded as the weatherman, so I got to do weather.
Yeah,
and we're getting a little chilly now. The hoodies is coming out up here in Michigan, but no, we good, man. Everything's good.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm geeked. I had Dr. June, Rodney Murray come up. And, we do breakfast, once or twice a year. So they came up and I was like, look, let's do this. I'll order breakfast, bring it here. And they walked through and Dr. June was like, whoa.
You got to give us the history. Give us the history of the names that you call.
All right. So Rodney and Murray met me years ago at a conference, and they end up bringing me to Michigan State to speak on the reg. And then they were like, yo, why don't you come here and get your master's degree? I was like, all right, bet. So they gave me a fellowship, but Dr. June was the one that was responsible for it. And then Dr. June afterwards hooked me up with a job, at Michigan State University. And of course, getting the job, I was able to get my PhD. So when Rodney walked through, they came in the podcast, it was like, whoa, Dr. June was like, yo, this seemed like a real TV studio. And Rodney was like, yo, E, I ain't gonna lie. I knew you were gonna do great things, but I saw you as a principal. I didn't see this. And Dr. June, y'all is that 70-something-year-old, 70 young
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, Mr. Young years old. He gave me a high five. And so it was just a great feeling. Those that brought me here and took a chance on me, for them to see the fruits of their labor. So, yeah, I'm pumped up to be in this room, y'all. This whole building, and you know what's crazy? When you bring somebody in who's never been in before, it's like you get to relive.
Every time.
They was like the white room. I love when people go in the white room. They're like the white room. They was like, look at the marble floor. So
let's get some B-roll chopped up and put in there.
What's that?
Or not.
It's a B-roll.
I just like saying stuff, even though I know we're not necessarily going to do it.
Ain't about to happen.
So y'all listen to the podcast and go check, and then just be like, yo, see, full of it. So, no, man, it's got to feel good, though, coming from.
And I got pictures from him.
Yeah. That's got to feel good for your mentors.
No question.
To be able to see you in your element. So, yeah, you definitely, that was a nice little flex move to bring them by. Why don't we just have breakfast over at
my spot?
We can set up the sanctuary. We can do it in the white room. We can do it. Hey, even the hip-hop preacher got to flex sometimes.
You feel me?
You already know. Let me ask y'all a question. This is a funny question I asked from before. But, hey, if you tip somebody, do you wait for them to see it, or do you just tip and walk away? Because let me tell you why. Because I know E's so generous and he gives out money all the time. And I was at Starbucks just today. Sorry, I should give the correct shout out. It's Big B. Starbucks ain't writing no check. Yeah, Big B in Lansing.
Right, because you're in Lansing.
Yeah.
They're not nowhere else, I don't think.
No, I don't know. Yeah,
I know they're in Michigan. I've never seen them anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's Tim Hortons. I'm thinking of Canadian.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm in Big B. And, they was real friendly or whatever. I'm making a couple dollars in my life now. And the lady was like, oh, okay, thank you so much for everything. And she put my stuff down. She turned around real quick. And so I took a little longer to get the tip out my pocket.
No question.
Until she turned back around.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And then she looked and I was like, oh, boom. And she was like, oh, thank you. And I was like, don't mention it.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, does she get the tip or does the establishment get the tip?
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
You got the feeling, right? You got the feeling you need.
I just wanted her to see my generosity.
So maybe that's the only time the D needs to be affirmed.
Yeah,
is when the bottom line, they give her that money.
Sometimes, my people can get the reputation for not tipping.
Absolutely.
So I think there was some type of something in there where I was trying to rep for my people too. Like, yo, not everybody not tipping. And so
every day is Black History Month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no question. The only problem, so go ahead, Carl. Yeah. Go and tell us y'all ain't petty too.
I can't say I'm that petty. I'm doing it out. Okay. I want to do it. Not for a little tip like that.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be real. I feel but I think the church scared me. Because remember, they started to be like, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And if they know you gave them the tip, you're not going to get the blessing from it. So they got me scared. Maybe I'll just try one time to leave that joke and sit there and see what it feels like. But no, the church got me scared, bro.
Oh, it's a great feeling. You feel like you just solved world hunger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like I done did something for the
I'm hoping to see him on the street, though, and be like, yeah, you gave that. You know
and then you look, don't even. Then you play the humble card afterwards.
So I'm challenging y'all. This coming from dudes that's putting people through college.
I know that's right.
And they ain't saying nothing about it. So how petty are you? You're putting $2 in here, right?
It's a coffee shop.
Right. So we just admitting to being petty there.
So I'm just trying to figure out what it is in my spirit that I feel like I need to let them see.
You just said it. They don't think, we tip.
Let me say something. If I put it in there and you ain't, I'll take it back out.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I was trying to work with him, Carl. I was trying to work with him.
That was a 5, by the way. That wasn't a 1.
Right, that was a 5. Right. No question. I'm not mad at you.
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't jingle when I dropped today. Did you peep that?
Well, I don't never give money. I'm always doing on the receipt or whatever.
Okay, so then fair foul,
yeah.
he doesn't look, but he also tips with my money.
You feel me?
It's like,
you feel me?
So he walking away, but it's also not
But
his.
you getting the blessing, though. You getting the blessing from it.
I don't know if
I did it the right way, so you getting blessed.
He'd be like, see, go, let me hold.
Let me hold 15,
real quick.
bro. Let me get that to him.
He owed me at least $50,000 worth of tips.
At least. God's going to bless you.
God's going to definitely bless me. So, yeah, no, everything's good. We are in that fall season, man. I told y'all this is my favorite season. No season like the fall, man, just to be up here. Uncle John's cider mill.
This weekend
pumpkins,
we going.
all kind of stuff, man. And so, weekend. Look out for that.
I'll get some donuts for you, see.
Yeah.
I'll break one off and crumble it on the ground for you.
For all my dogs. All my homies that couldn't make it. All right, cool. So there's a few things I want to talk about. And I wanted to talk about something last week. The hip-hop preacher shut me down and said, I know. Be quiet.
No, you just went on the parent rant. And so I was like, it don't make sense to go that and then come back to this. Because we were supposed to talk about this, but I was like, let's just keep that going.
Yeah, but I don't really. I had a couple things I wanted to talk about. Right. The first thing, can we just start with, the accountability thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just start with that? Like, we have instances. Get the where's the insurance?
We need the insurance
right there. No, it's crazy. Like, again, and this is something that we've been teaching at 1%, right? We've been talking about, each of us and our characteristics and things like that. And we talk about two things, Ian. We can lead into your conversation about focus and mastery. I promise. We'll get to that. But for me, one of the things that you guys always tease me, like, oh, CJ's always right. He's wrong one time, and what I mean, which is true, right? let's just be honest. It's true. But I told E, the reason is because I only do the things I know how to do, and I only do the things I'm capable and competent to do. Right. And so it looks like I'm right. So again, if you look at Michael Jordan on the basketball court,
oh yeah, he was right.
Oh, he was 100%. 100% of the time. 100%. Right. My man 6 for 6. Yeah. But on the baseball field, while he was decent, he had nowhere near.
Oh, he wasn't even decent.
I mean, okay, well, whatever he was
athletic.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he didn't look the same. And so that's what I was trying to say. And so then even in that, though, part of my personality, part of the, being, a pilot, if you will, in our sense of when we talk about doing the self-assessment is I can admit when I'm wrong, right? Because in my mind, I'm committed to the answer, right? Like I'm committed to what the actual process and the answer is. Like I'm not committed to myself. And so I feel like, man, those people who you can tell they're wrong, but they're so committed to themselves that they can't even get outside themselves to go, you know what, my bad, that's on me. Like I'll take that one. And it, to me is frustrating because again, my only goal and my only, motive in this entire operation is just to get things right. That's and we do a lot of things right as a company and we have our challenges just like any other company. But I would like to see people take a greater sense of accountability. And I don't know how to do that for people. And I don't know why people, and again, I'm not going to take too much of the time because I'm going to get on mastery.
Let's stay on this for a minute, though.
But I want to know. Because,
let's stay on this for a minute.
You see people do something blatantly wrong. Yeah. It's like, it was blatant and you don't want to take accountability. It's funny. Trey had, I don't know, he got in trouble for doing something at school. And he had to write like the Bart Simpson, I will not, you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of times. And he came home and he was trying to hide it. And I'm trying to teach him like, son, I'm getting ready to pop your butt. Not even because of what you did at school. Right. You're not taking ownership for it.
Right.
Like I'm not even tripping on the mistake. The mistakes are going to happen. How do you embrace the mistake? And I think so many people, they so weak. Like you so cowardly sometimes that when things happen and when, you mess up, like your whole goal is try to manipulate the situation so you can look right. They'll tell y'all, I'm about as strong-headed as anybody in this company, but when I mess up, doggone it, I have no problem being like, yo, that's on me. I take the L for that, period. It won't happen again. And I think more people are so dedicated to themselves instead of the cause that you got to go hard for your wrongness. We all looking at you. It's like the emperor's new clothes. Bro, you ain't got no clothes on.
But I got a suit.
Bro, you in your drawers. It's like we all see it. And you like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And it's like, yo, you look crazy. And I'm like, I don't know how to instill that in people. And I don't know how to make them feel. I don't know if it's that they don't feel competent, or if they feel like maybe I get fired, or their own self-worth or ego is tied up in it. But I just don't know how to help people through that.
I think some of it is fear. So you got a couple, okay, so I'm not going to say everybody's on the same hookup, but I do know that for some people when they mess up, it's this anxiety that comes over them, you know, and it's like, shoot, I messed up. And it's like, okay, one, what's the consequence, right? And it's like, oh, for real, it's not the end of the world. But people make it the end of the world. So once you start making it the end of the world, like for real, it's like now it's the end of the world. She gonna be mad at me. He not gonna whatever. You know, so you got that part of it, the fear of, for real, I might lose my job. Now, I don't know why that's where a person would go, you know, in the beginning. And then you got other people, and I know I had to work through this. I got in trouble so much when I was young. Like literally, I used to work at elementary school as the assistant to the principal. There's no assistant principals in elementary school. So I was the assistant to the principal. And it'll be like, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they'd be like, Eric, to the front. I'm literally, an anxiety would come over me. I'm like, yo, you grown. Like, you know the principal not calling you the principal. To the, but it's like,
post-traumatic school disorder.
You know, you feel me? And I had to ask myself, like, yo, okay, so I'm walking down, I'm gonna find out what she wants, whatever. But it was like, why you have a relationship with, come to the office, why is that like negative for you? Like, where's this anxiety coming from? Where is this like second guessing yourself, or asking, like, I wonder what happened? Well, you don't know what happened till you get there. So why are you asking what's happening? Because even if you ask, you are not going to be able to answer you about somebody else calling you to the office. So I do think, that there is this thing when you don't have, and I think what you have is a level of confidence. So that confidence allows you to take ownership when you need to take ownership, and it allows you to not be fearful or have anxiety because you got confidence. You just like, yo, for real. Like, I don't care what it is. If you like the pitcher. The team win if you win, but if they lose, the pitcher was at fault. And so you don't mind taking that ownership. And I just think some people, and please listen if it's you, because you need to start like really changing it, because I too get upset when people don't take ownership, but not because they're not taking ownership. I get upset because I'm like, yo, when you don't take ownership, that means that we're not gonna fix the problem.
Oh, no question. And that's what I'm getting at, E. And so
we gotta
when
fix
you
the
say
problem.
that though, listen, I'm not trying to say that I take ownership because I'm deep.
Right.
Like, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. In fact, I take ownership because now the two of you know that when I'm making decisions, I'm making them at the behest of the squad. You feel me? Like, I'm doing it for us.
Right.
If I make a decision and I mess up and I'm like, I put my guards up, and I'm a D, so I could very well just be like, yo, Carl, E, y'all, and y'all would be like, all right, let's see how that, because he aggressive right now, we ain't gonna trip. But my whole goal was, if I take full accountability and full responsibility for my mistakes, then you guys would probably have even more trust in me, because you're like, yo, C making decisions that's best for us. He not trying to be on his own. So I'm not trying to do it because I'm just so confident and sweet. I'm really trying to build up your confidence in me and being like, yo, I understand that was my bad. It won't happen again. And then y'all probably build up your trust level in me.
I would, but again, that's your confidence. Somebody, you know, you got some people when they do that, and I want to help you. You are focusing on the relationship when you should be focused. Okay, finish it up, Carl. Yeah, go for that. Yeah, take that one.
From the other perspective, it's like, man, like for real. Now, I'll tell you guys, not me so much now, but again, everything I knew was the three of us in the relationship. So I mess up, dude. The thing that drives me is empathy and altruism. Those are my highest.
What is altruism for those of us who went to public school?
I'm devoted to others. Right? So I'm thinking about others and how, you know, what I'm doing, how it's impacting others. So again, E, what you said unbalanced. Gift and strength, right?
Yeah.
It's a gift and, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, gift and a curse.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Carl went gift and strength.
I knew exactly what you meant.
It's my gift as well as my strength.
No question. I love it.
So what happens is, me getting called to the principal's office when I know I mess up is like, yo, it's not even the thing, but like, yo, I let us down.
Right.
And that's the thing that's going to weigh on me so heavy. Like, I'm not even thinking about the solution right now. I'm like, yo, I let C down. I let E down. And that, again, me earlier, not the right focus, because again, seeing our relationship is fine. We just made a business mistake. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not able to separate that as I'm younger.
But the scary part is, for me, Carl, is when you make a mistake like that and you can't accept responsibility, now I can't trust you going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, there's no trust going forward.
No
I'm like, okay,
but I'm not thinking about that, though.
You couldn't even see that it was your fault. So how in the world is it going to stop from happening
don't
again?
Say that. Don't say I couldn't see it wasn't my fault. I don't know if that's the truth,
George.
I was so worried about the relationship
blind
that I'm like, no, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like being real. See, I'm like,
and I'm saying the relationship would improve if you actually just admitted your fault.
It would. But in that,
you know what I'm saying?
But in that default, when that default button hitting, I'm going straight to that. And what I'm telling y'all to do is what C is saying is right. You're messing up the relationship by not telling the truth. You feel me? And so I'm just saying, just tell the truth. But what you have to do is you're going to have to reset the default button, and you have to tell yourself, I already know when I mess up or when they call me, when C texts me like, call, I'm already knowing how I'm going to feel. Like, I let C down, he going to be mad at me. I got this crazy feeling. No, just stop, count from 10 backwards, relax, and say, yo, this is not about you. Right? Don't be selfish. Don't be self-centered. This is not about you, how you feel. This is about the team. So do me a favor. Pick up the phone, call C, and then whatever happens, just immediately say, hey, bro, I take ownership. You know, so you ain't got to say you're sorry.
This on me.
Yeah, because here's the crazy thing. If you say that, then I can actually trust you to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, I can actually believe that, like, oh, okay, you know it was wrong. You acknowledge the mistake, and now you're trying to move forward. And I think most people don't understand, by deflecting and never taking responsibility, you've lost all power.
Question. Yeah,
if I say the reason we didn't blow up, like, say we just literally never got nowhere, and I was like, we would have got somewhere if we would have signed a big deal, but we ain't want to sell out. Like, as long as I can hang my hat on something else, I'll never look for the actual solution.
Put it on there.
You know what I'm saying? It's as long as I could be like, okay, it's your fault, then I never have to actually go try to make it happen. And what I love about what we did was we literally removed every single excuse. Like, even when stuff didn't work out with the bank and all of these stories that we have, from our past, where people were supposed to roll with us or co-sign us or be down with us or, help us get to the bag, whatever. And none of those things worked out. I'm so grateful because it literally eliminated every excuse we could have. It was like, it's either on you to get it done or not.
I mean, we just said on the call. See, you went on the call yesterday. We said on the call that, for me, that was the best thing that ever happened, because you did in a very young, immature way. You thought the bag would come from where bags come from.
No question.
The bags come from the bank.
Period.
You feel me? So why wouldn't the bank? Why wouldn't the bank give us a bag to whatever? But what I was geeked about, I
had already bought some stuff.
No question. You know what I'm saying?
Cashing out.
No question.
I was young. I had a ride in my everything.
You feel me? You was ready to rock and roll. So for me, though, C, is exactly what you said. I was geeked when the bank let you down, because I knew after that, you would not ever want to trust nobody else or put it on them no more.
Never.
Like, you would never go, let's go get a loan, let's go get a whatever. You would never do that. You would just be like, all right, I see what happened. Now, every single thing is on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we win or lose with this squad. And I was geeked. I promise you, I was so happy when that happened, because I knew, not trying to be disrespectful to the person who said they was going to help us, I never hired them, see? I never brought them on the squad. I never really believed in them like that. I believed in you. You feel me? So once they let you down, I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go with who we was riding with in the first place, and let's go in here and make this thing happen. Yeah.
Thanks for believing in me.
No questions asked.
You know what I'm saying?
No questions asked.
I'm just like,
you should have played something in.
You really believe?
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for believing me. Let me get a little, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I don't really know if that fit, but
it was something.
Heavenly.
It was something.
All right, cool. Can I move on now?
Oh, please.
Okay. Just wanted to touch on that, because we had the discussion coming in here. One of the things, E, you were on was, I guess it's called, I'm reading this book, and I don't want to pub it on the podcast, but actually, no, it's fine. The Talent Code, Josh sent it to me, and I read it or whatever, but it's good, and it talks about deep practice.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you're interested, check it out. It's a good read, a quick read, but it talked about deep practice, and, of course, for us, it has been I guess it's similar to like Gladwell's 10,000 hours in a way. You know what I mean? But he actually talks about deep practice. And man, there's a study, and I'm going to butcher it, but get the
gist of it.
Yeah, okay. So let me try to help y'all out, right? Because I was
do it in confidence.
You know, I was actually. This could be all wrong now that I think about it. Because I actually was
like, doing on the podcast, so it's all right.
I read it in Maya Riviere on the beach.
Oh, okay.
With a cocktail. I had my feet up.
No question.
I was feeling good.
No question.
But this is the way my brain comprehended it in the middle of paradise. Okay,
give it to us.
So what he was saying was there were, let's take two groups of students, right?
Yeah.
And what he said was there's a group of students who they did it like test groups, and one group was like reviewing for like a test, right? They would do like a bunch of reviews, practice reviews or whatever it was, right? And there was another group who actually didn't do any practice. They just took the actual test every time, right? Like like straight to it. Like it wasn't like let's talk about it, let's do whatever.
Right.
And it was, so like on the fifth time or whatever it was, they were all going to take the exam. Again, the final and fifth time after like 4 of these practice sessions, 4 of the actual like testing kids. And the group that was actually tested did so much better, right? Like they just murdered the people who were just practicing. It was called deep practice. So it's like actual live and direct reps.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so you talked about like, for real, you honing in on your gift and finding out like, exactly what it is you were meant to do. And you said, I'm called to be the most inspirational human being on the planet. And you have so much deep practice with that, right? And so, and again, we talked, a week or two ago, I don't remember, but when we were talking about Carl, when we were talking about finding our gifts and like not focusing on other people's gifts. And so, again, how do we get deep practice with our gift? How did you get deep practice with your gift to make you number one in the world, which is what we're all, hopefully shooting for?
Yeah.
Talk about your deep practice and your deep focus as it relates to that. Okay, God, I see that. All right, I'm about to go back to the coffee shop. I'll see y'all in an hour. Appreciate y'all. See you next week.
Hey, so for real, listen to me. So, and I think what you said, you compared two, right? Kids who went with the just like straight up test and, review. Watch this, guys. So a part of your deep practice, when C talks about this laser focus, is not doing what you're not supposed to do. And I'm telling you.
Oh, well, they missed it. Say it again. Hold on. No. They missed that. I promise you they did.
So a part of being number one at whatever you do, right? A part of your gift is literally focusing on what you do and then not focusing on everything else around you. Like, this is so important. I was just talking to Carl earlier saying, like, I'm trying to teach people that you can't give energy to anything but the thing that you're supposed to be doing. So watch this, guys. So a part of my practice is, all right, E.T., man, you the number one motivational speaker in the world, but you do this wrong, right? Like, you don't say this word, or you don't say, well, listen to me, this is going to sound crazy to y'all. But I am the number one motivational speaker in the world because of my passion, not my diction. Right? Listen to me very closely. So somebody who is like, that's their lane. Like, they sound like the Queen's English. Like, they are phenomenal when it comes to the English language. As soon as I rise and I get deep, they gonna go, hey, E, you gotta talk like this. You gotta talk like that. And what you have to do if you're gonna be deep at what you do is you cannot listen to, you gotta talk like this, you gotta talk like that. Then it's gonna be another group saying, hey, E, you gotta dress like this, you gotta dress like that. And so why a lot of people aren't successful is because when they go, you gotta talk like this, you gonna talk like that, but you're not being your authentic self. So you start talking the way they talk, and they didn't put in 30,000 hours of talking like that, and you've only put in, so guess what? What I focus on, I'm gonna give y'all a trick, but don't try to do this at home. I focus on storytelling. Man, I'm telling y'all, I remember when I would go deep, and CJ said, yo, E, let me talk to you. I'm like, what's up, C? Like, yo, E, I'm not saying you didn't do a good job, but you ain't tell the stories, E. Like, yo, E, this is what you got to do, E. This is when you your best. When you tell a joke, like when you crescendo and decrescendo, he like, that's when you your best, E. You not your best when you just go in there and go raw. He like, that's not who you are, E. And I know people like it. Oh, they missed what I just said. He was like, yo, I know people like when you go hardcore, but that's not the sweetest E.T. The sweetest E.T. is when you talk about your story with Didi that Will Smith just happened to put up. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He was like, yo, E, it's the Guru story, which got hundreds of thousands of hits. Like, E, when you just go like, one range, like you're not going a crescendo, decrescendo, like you just won. He like, yo, E, people might be like, E, that's sweet, but that's actually taking you away from your sweetness. And so listen to me, y'all gotta hear me. So I know I'm inspirational, so I focus on being inspirational. I know I'm passionate, I focus on being passionate. And watch this, when I go to my highest level of passion, I leave the average human because that is my superpower, that's my lane. But when I try to use the right English language, it doesn't mean that in certain environments that I don't try to tweak it, but I don't focus on it. So I don't go, and man, let me tell you something. Y'all heard me say this before. Y'all heard C talk about when I used to do the voiceovers. Let me tell you what happens. What would happen in a voiceover is C, because that is a diction spot, C would be like, you gotta say this, you gotta say this, you gotta say that. And the reason why I would be like, well, you better come in here and say it then, is because I had to think about what I was saying, and I had to use my passion. Y'all missed what I just said. I was in the studio doing two things, and because I was doing two things, I wasn't doing nothing. All right, I'm gonna say it again. Because I was doing two things, I wasn't doing nothing, and the ET that they paid for, they weren't getting, and so I had to learn how to just be able to go in the room and be passionate. I had to learn how to corporate America go, you know what? My man told me I should say this, my man told me I should say this, my man told me, but there's a reason why I'm in this room. I'm not in this room to do what he told me to do, what he told me to do, and what he suggests. I'm in this room because you watch my videos and you about to get the video. You about to get the video E. So please do me a favor. A part of your 10,000 hours of working on your gift is also 10,000 hours on shutting out everything else, right? And focusing on what you do well. So this is what I do well. I'm gonna say it one more time. I tell stories well. When I tell stories, those videos go viral. All right, so I was somewhere the other day and I was like, yo, C, hey bro, I'm about to go in, Quincy Jones. Like, what you need from me? He's like, E, whatever you do, tell the story, right? Now watch this, y'all. This is gonna blow your mind. So I'm like, all right, what story? He was like, tell the wax on, wax off. I'm like, C, I told that 10 years ago.
One of my favorites.
Oh, no doubt.
I said, what? He said, go in there and tell them to wax on, wax off, boy, and make sure you record it. I'm like, all right, C, but I went in, wax on, wax off, sent it to C. They put the video up. That joker went viral. It went viral. Why? Because the story that I told, the wax on, wax off 10, 12 years ago, those people are now in their 30s and their 40s. Those people in their 30s and their 40s. And in my mind, I'm saying, don't tell that story it's old. It's old to who?
Before, right.
Who is it old to? It ain't old to the kids in Toledo because they haven't heard it. It's not, y'all not hear what I'm saying. So the focus, boy, is two focuses. One, you have to find out what your gift is. My gift is storytelling. My gift is that energy. And so guess what? Some people say, you over the top. You too energetic. You too passionate. I'm repelled by you. I'm like, okay, guess
Didi?
what?
Is that Didi saying that?
I don't know. I can't say it on here. All right. It's just some high C's, right? But I'm telling y'all, when I stay in my authentic self, I'm the best in the world, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is E.T. talking to you. I still have to quiet the noise. I still hear stuff coming as I get better at what I do and I get in this, what do you call, like I'm in this genre, I'm hearing people say, you should wear this, or you should do this, or you shouldn't do this, or you should do this. And I'm like, E, they're all gonna laugh at me. They're all gonna laugh at me. I'm like, E, close your ears and listen to your authentic self. And be authentic.
Are you under 30?
Yeah, right. They don't understand that. They're all gonna laugh
Give me
at
on a day-to-day basis, though. I'm just on regular life. How do you stay in inspirational mode? Regular life.
Yeah. Okay. So
That was actually one of the Ask ET questions.
well, there it is. You know what I'm saying? You still got to do grocery shopping. You still got to be a dad. You still got, you know what I'm saying? Like how in everyday life, like you hone in on that.
Yeah, because so here's the first thing. I wake up every day, and a part of my prayer life, we talked about routines, is I literally have to say to myself, hey, E, you are an inspirational dude. If you come out of being inspirational, it's like your motor doesn't work. So if you're going to be successful and you're going to attract people and great things are going to happen for you, you got to stay in who you are, E. You got to stay inspirational. People don't like the quiet ET. People don't like the withdrawn ET. People like the smiling ET. How you doing? And Didi will say like, yo, some of the neighbors don't speak to you. Why do you keep speaking to people? And I'm like, I'm not speaking to them, Didi, for them. I'm speaking to them to stay me. Okay, again. I'm not speaking to them to speak to them. I'm speaking speaking to them to speak to me because I need to stay inspirational. So, Carl, what I read, we talked about this earlier. If somebody called me and they about to take me out of inspiration, like I don't want that phone call. I don't turn the TV on and watch the news. It's gonna take me out of inspiration. I don't listen to music that's gonna take me out. I'm Mr. Inspirational. So everything I read, everything I do, the music that I listen to, the people I surround myself with, super inspirational. Like I need that energy. And when you give me that energy and I give the energy back, it's man, I'm telling you, I look for Erica in the morning. I look for Aubrey and Mason in the morning. I look for my next door neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I look for them in the morning because it's like Mike, because today, cutting the bushes. I saw Mike, went pound him up. I was like, what's up, Mike? What you listening to? He was like, I'm listening to CJ right now in the podcast. I'm like, let's go.
Oh, yeah, right.
Let me just get an applause.
Hey, and I asked that, E, because I want people to understand for real. I don't care what you are. If you're a plumber, whatever you are, like, again, that's the level of, you talk about deep practice. Like, that's what it is. Like, every waking moment, there's something around you in your environment that reminds you,
that's right.
This is who I am. This is the direction I'm going in.
Yeah, and I can't let anything stop me. So when y'all see me at the schools, like, E volunteers in the schools, no. E is going to places that allow me to be inspirational. That's where I'm going, and that's what I'm doing.
All right, y'all, this week's episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. Listen, you're in one of these three categories. Number one, you either watch people cook, and that's my polite way of saying you don't even know how to really boil water. Number two, you're on the fast track, you're on the go, you got a lot going on, man, and you're eating out every single day. And then number three, you a beast in the kitchen, but from week to week, you just keep running out of stuff to cook. You find yourself cooking the same things over and over. Listen, no matter which category you find yourself in, HelloFresh is the solution for you. HelloFresh makes cooking delicious meals at home a reality, regardless of your comfort zone in the kitchen. Using pictured step-by-step recipe guides with pre-measured ingredients. You don't even have to think, guys. It's measured for you, and they tell you step 1 through 6. You have everything you need to get a wow-worthy dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes. Get your time back, like all those grocery trips that you're doing. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. Like, they're sending everything literally pre-packaged in bags just right to your doorstep. And it's fresh. You don't have to worry about it being like it's sent with ice packs to keep everything nice and cool. And then, guys, every week there's over 20 seasonal and chef-curated recipes that you can pick from. If your kids are picky like mine, as they say in Jamaica,
no worries, man.
There's something for everyone, from the family recipes to the calorie smart to the vegetarian options, and then there's a fun menu series like the Hall of Fame and Craft Burgers. You have the flexibility of starting and stopping your deliveries to fit your lifestyle. Easily change your days, food preferences, and skip a week if you need to. This week, the family and I got 3, man. We had the harissa sweet potato pockets, the trattoria veggie panini. See, I don't even know how to call half these names. And then yesterday, we had the salsa verde enchiladas. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. It took all about probably 30, 35 minutes to go, literally from opening the bags to us sitting down eating. If you heard of this one, you better than me. The poblano peppers mixed with the chili peppers, man, they gave it a nice little kick. Not too hot, but like a nice savory flavor. Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all didn't even know what a poblano was. See what I'm saying? Look, get your kitchen game up on us. For $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/success80 and use the promo code success80, and that's the number 80. Again, for $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/success80 and use that same promo code success80.
Yeah, and I think it's so funny that once you hit that level, and because you spent so much time with your gift, and because you're so intimate and you value it so much, that you don't have to look at what everybody else is doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I think that's the thing. Remember we talked about a couple weeks ago, we was talking about like certain gifts look sexy.
Right.
It's like yours don't look sexy because you ain't spent no time honing and mastering it. yours would look just as sexy as mine. Now, I don't know where this is going. Don't take this as a soundbite. Yours would look just as sexy as mine if you actually put some time into it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it would. Like, if you would stop looking at over the fence at somebody else's grass going, ooh, and just worried about tilling your own seed.
Yeah.
Like, I promise you, your stuff would be green too.
No question.
But I'm saying, but you looking at somebody else's yard going, wow, how they got it so green, and there you go, he on the riding mower again. And it's like, yo, you got a grass too.
Yeah.
But you just don't value yours. And so you looking at mine, or you looking across the street, or you looking at somebody else's, and you valuing that more than you valuing your own. And if you were to put your own,
dangerous.
then you guess what? Somebody be looking over there going, ooh, like I like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people respect, I believe, mastery on such a level that, again,
because it's rare.
It is.
I'm saying it's hard to it's hard not to be looking around at other people. Like, that's why you admire mastery so much, because you know how difficult it was. But please let me say this, and Carl alluded to it. Don't think when we've mastered something that they're not corresponding weaknesses and stuff that come with that. Yeah, we've mastered it, but I've only mastered one part of speaking. There are parts of speaking that, listen to me, when I get up on the mic, I don't care what kind of mic it is, I'm already knowing with my quick thoughts and how quick my thinking is. People call it ADHD, you call it whatever you want. That my mouth and my brain, them two, they ain't even on the same page. Like, my brain going 2,000 miles per hour. My mouth is like 1.5 thousand miles per hour. I'm just being real, so I know I'm going to say something crazy. But here's what I used to do when I was younger. When people would tell me I said something crazy, I would let it bother me. Now I just know that's not my superpower. So don't focus on what you said wrong. If you spoke for an hour and 2-3 minutes of it was jacked up, don't put your energy on the 3 minutes. Put your energy on the 57 minutes that change people's lives. So don't sit here and look at us and think we are like, okay, we'll never make no mistakes, all right? We don't never have issues, or we don't never have challenges. Like, I hate when people don't smile or wave to me. That bothers me, but guess what? I'm not going to ever talk about the neighbors and you've never heard me name the people that don't speak to me. You never heard me name them. I'm going to focus on Mike and Erica. That's who I'm going to focus on. Are you hearing me? Eamon across the street. Eamon beat Carl. I walk in the morning. It's about 6:30. Eamon's looking outside. Hey, Eric. I'm like, what's up, Eamon? How you doing? He's like, I'm doing good. I'm like, ha ha. Wow. That energy. So we're not sitting here telling you that we don't have challenges and that we don't have, things that we might wish we were better at. But the reality is, you can focus on what you're not good at if you want to and go down a crazy path, or you can focus on what you are good at, even if it's only one thing, and you can ride that one thing till the wheels fall off.
You know what you got to do to realize that, though? You still got to self-assess.
Yeah, no question.
I mean, it always comes back to that.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, again, we have these situations, and people, when you're not able to look at yourself and go, oh, okay, I'm not effective at this. Like, this is not it. You know what I mean? And so it happens all the time. Like, we get emails, we get stuff from people, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, yo, this look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked crazy. No question. But I'm like, in your mind, because...
You thought it was sweet.
No, I'm saying you did. And I'm like, usually I'm trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I got an email from somebody that was like, yo, I just designed y'all, a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, bruh, I'm like, what but in your own mind, you haven't spent enough time with it. You haven't spent enough practice with it. And so, again, I appreciate whatever level we're on.
Did you need insurance for that?
No, I didn't. I did not.
I felt like I knew he was talking about, so I felt like we needed insurance.
Okay, again, when you're at a certain level and you want to connect with people on a certain level, you have to go into mastery, right? Yep. So I had a young man, and he's listening right now, and this don't need no insurance, but he came up to me and was like, yo, he was at Maul's real estate conference, and I was there. He was like, yo, see, what's up, man? Da-da-da. He's like, yo, I want you to listen to my podcast. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I said, I'll listen. How long ago did you start it? He said, I just did my first episode. I said, absolutely not.
Right.
I just like, absolutely not. I got you. You know how I said it too. No, he know. Yeah. I said 100% I will not listen to it.
You haven't figured it out yet.
I said, bruh.
One?
I said, I'm not trying to say we got the #1 podcast in the world, but our podcast we've done how many? look up how many episodes we on. What episode number is this?
197 by now.
197. How many weeks in a year?
52.
52. Okay, so this is what? Coming up on 4 years?
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
Okay, 4 years, right? You had the GED shirt. I'm thinking you should have. I'm thinking they taught y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I had to really think about it though. I'm doing two things, counting and thinking.
No. I'm saying I had to do mine for 4 years for you to listen. You got one episode and you want me to check it out. Like, have your friends listen.
Yeah.
Like, send it to me after you get in. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
inability.
I'm not interested. Yeah. Again, no, he didn't mean no harm at all.
No, but
you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo,
see,
I listen to y'all podcast every day.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him, like, yo, that's not fair to me. Right. That you get to do one episode and I got to listen to your stuff. Right. I got to spend an hour of my day listening to your episode off the first one just because you asked me. So I'm going to give up an hour of my time and listen to that. You got to go deep practice. Yeah. Guess whose podcast I would listen to? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who was somebody who was a master, somebody who's been doing it over the course of time. Bro, you got one episode, literally one. And I was like, is it on iTunes? Anything? He's like, oh no, just SoundCloud. I was like, bro, you ain't even made it to. I don't even got SoundCloud. You ain't made it to. You ain't even got your stuff on Apple yet. So, but again, in our minds, we want to be. Look at me. Hey, I'm over here without being a master. And I'm like, dog, do you think masters are attracted to that? You think you're going to attract ET by giving one speech? Like, hey, I just did my first speech, bro. Check it out.
Killed it.
But that's how selfish we can be as people and not thinking. Go for it, E.
No, I'm over here. Listen to what he said. I'm over here. So you, again.
I'm over here.
Again.
Look at me. Watch my podcast. Look at my videos.
You're chasing two rabbits and you can't catch neither one. So I just told somebody the other day, right? The other day. You're doing two things. You're trying to be a master and you're trying to get attention. You're doing two things.
Okay, so, we need to take a commercial break now. This podcast is brought to
I'm just saying.
I just
said it to them. No, I just said it because they were like, yo, I'm trying to whatever. And I said, okay, great. But you're doing two things. So it's going to take you longer, of course, because you're doing two things. You're saying, look, here I am, and you're trying to master. So I said, here's what I would do if I were you. I would master, because once you master, then they're going to be looking at you. No. CJ, y'all don't live in Lansing. The smallest franchise in Lansing. I don't know. I don't even know on the health code if they up to the code. Like, I'm not really sure if they even up to code, to be honest with you.
That's why the food tastes better.
Look, I'm being real. I don't think they can sit more than 15 to 20 people. And it's so small, when you go, you have to sit with somebody else.
That you don't know.
So you got to sit with somebody you don't know. So unless the four of us go, I don't even go with people. Like, I never go unless it's four of us so that we can sit by ourselves. You sit next to strangers and they try to look at your food, eating your food. It is the smallest Golden Harvest, is that what it is?
Yeah.
The smallest franchise in Lansing, Michigan. They sell breakfast. They only open for about 4 or 5 hours. And guess what? I don't know the dude's name, but whoever is the dude that goes to cities and say this the best
food or whatever. Yeah.
Bro, they own all the shows. Mm-hmm. They own all the shows, and they're the smallest. Mm-hmm. But the reason why they are getting attention is not because they're going, hey, look at me. They getting attention because they killing them eggs. They mastering the pancakes. They mastering the French toast. They mastering what they call. They don't have hash browns. They have homemade potatoes. They mastered it to the point that Carl, I don't even go. Because every time I go, the line.
Yeah, you can't get in.
You can't get in. The line, and they don't do takeaway. So I'm saying, I'm not mad at you.
My cousin just went the other day. He told me it was a 2-hour wait.
Bruh. It's unbelievable.
He says 2-hour wait.
And 2 hours at 6 in the morning.
That's what it is. It's 6 in the morning.
It's 6 in the morning.
You got people getting out the hospital.
Unfortunately for E, they don't do VIP up there.
No,
you know
they
that?
Don't. They don't.
The time is, you got to stand in line.
You got to stand in line, bro.
Wow.
Bruh, come on, bro. The smallest restaurant in the city.
Wow.
But guess what they're not doing? Hey, look at me. We over here. Listen to me. I'm going to get off this. I have never seen an advertisement for them.
They ain't got a billboard.
I've never seen them. I've never gone on the computer and
seen a
saw an ad.
I've
never seen an ad.
Wow.
Ever. But they have mastered breakfast. Okay, hold on. Not steaks. breakfast. They've mastered scrambled eggs and grits. They've mastered that. And
Golden Harvest.
Golden Harvest, bro. Look them up when you get a chance. So here's what I'm telling you. Stop going, look at me. Because while you going, look at me, somebody that's working is passing you up. But I guarantee you, even as a GED recipient, if you master what you do, people will say, I never said I was number one in the world. I don't even think we knew. I think somebody hit us and told us to look online and saw it. And so, yeah, you doggone Skippy, I've been saying it ever since because we deserve to keep saying it because we worked hard to master and we made sacrifices. We didn't go to the movies together. Like as a crew, y'all, we weren't going to the movies. I wasn't taking them bowling. We had no bowling league. I promise y'all, we weren't going ice skating. We weren't doing none of that, y'all. All we was doing was what the most fun we had as a crew was we walked to
Goodrich.
To Goodrich.
No doubt.
And
got some turkey
pastrami. And came back and cooked the Marcel. That was the most fun we had. But you know what? Oh, wait, what kind of fun are we having? What's the date, Carl? What, is it April?
April, yes, sir. End of April, yeah. We going to Mexico.
Now we having fun. C just left there already. Tay been there about 3-4 times. At least 3-4 times. We've been on a cruise. Maul been to Greece with his girl. I'm about to go to Hawaii for a gig. Come on, y'all. We did not play. We mastered our stuff, and now we get to play for the rest of our lives. Some of y'all played. You have been playing, and now you about to work for the rest of your natural life. We did it the opposite way. We did not play. We grinded, and now we get to play when we want to play. I dropped the mic. Sexual chocolate.
Mr. Randy. And you know, you talk about, for those of you, man, like sitting there, you're like, all right, cool. I gotta master like how, you know how.
Yeah, talk
and
to
let
us,
me. So I don't want to teach it because that's what I've been teaching on the road at 1%. Y'all gotta come. Okay. I can't do my whole keynote. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta pay for that.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the talent code. You know what I'm saying? Because that's his information. So I can get out, blow that out on this little podcast. I'm blowing his stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I'm blowing his stuff out. Mine you gotta pay for. But anyway, this is another very interesting point. Dang, and now that I'm saying it, this book was dope. Shout out to Josh for suggesting this. He said, so how do you get to mastery? He said, there was a quote in there, again, and me and E talked about it. He said he only got to read one sentence in a book and he good. He check this out. He said, one real encounter is far more valuable than several hundred observations.
Wow.
So let me break it down. What he was saying was, like, you've been on the sidelines so long, like looking, like, yo, you could watch like somebody swim for like a grip. Like you could sit there, I'm talking about Michael Phelps. You could sit there thousands of hours, but until you actually immerse yourself in that water, you don't know what the water feels like. You don't know how your body float in it.
Breathe.
You don't know how to breathe.
But you could know all the technique. Your arm
could know
must
everything.
at a 60-degree angle hit the,
Let me read it again. I want to make sure they caught it. One real encounter is far more valuable than several hundred observations. Right? So I was like, dang. And I'm like, think about how we got here.
Yeah.
Like, think about the school systems.
No observation.
No, I'm saying no observations, bruh. I'm talking about from
In the
day one.
trenches.
So when y'all look at the mastery, like, yo, like, picture, whatever you think of E, picture us going to 4 schools a day.
I'm still looking at that school in Jersey where we went in that evening and my man was
traumatized.
Up.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Little man was cutting up.
Bruh. I'm talking about like literally like the police coming to the school while we there arresting kids. Like we went through it. Like that's deep practice. Like that's no observation. Now you could look and go, let me see how E speak. Let me see how they handle the students. Until you get your butt on that stage as a speaker, right? And take any profession. As a doctor, I could look at my man and be like, yo, quiet as cat. Has anybody, you watch any of these shows, you ever be looking like, oh yeah, the heart surgery don't look that complex. Bruh. Like you just
Grey's Anatomy. I feel like I could do that.
Got the scalpel. You like boom. You just cut the straight line right there. Boom. You bring it out, clean it off. Boom. But you know what I'm saying? You can look, but until you get in there and that blood go, you like whoa, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's deep practice. That's why my boy Wood. Shout out to my boy Wood. He's a physician. He's a what do you call it? The people who do the IV and I'm drawing a blank. Help me out. Come on.
You draw the IV?
No, they put you to sleep.
Come
Anesthesiologist.
Yes, thank you.
There
I
we
just drew a
go.
blank. Sorry, Will.
Hey, I got the
love you.
science degree in here. I have to come up with that one. That was
I
all
was trying
me.
to pull up my GED, and I didn't recall it.
That wasn't in there.
I didn't recall it. I was like, where are you?
No, he said that he's an anesthesiologist, right?
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, you know, wherever his track was, there were certain things he probably didn't need, but what they would do is everybody has to do an ER rotation. Like you have to do an ER rotation if you're going to be a doctor. Even if you're going, like, I guess to be a foot doctor.
Right.
They like, no, you about to do an ER rotation. Why? Because they want you to have that real life experience. They like, yo, this is a part of your training.
Right.
And so for mastery for you guys out there, like you master by becoming, you master by getting in and having deep practice and being intimate. Like, so we're not just talking about you sitting there studying like, oh, how can I, you know what I'm saying? Really do it. Like if you want to do taxes, if you want to do whatever, dentistry, like the best way to do it is to get your hands dirty and get in the mix. And so for you, I want to know in terms of your deep practice, like even back then, right? Because I think we do people a disservice when we talk too much about the future. And we talked about the future last podcast or whatever, and, you know, kind of like where we are, kids and all that, whatever. Right. But I think it's important that we go back and talk about like even early on, and maybe even before you met me and Carl, what did your deep practice look like? And in terms of, we just talked about a little bit with, you know, the school system or whatever, but now that you're on this level, talk to us about when you were using deep practice early on to get your career going and to get to this level.
Okay, for real. And can I be honest?
Please.
It's the exact same thing. Like what I'm doing now is exactly what I was doing then. They just pay me more. I'm just being real. I'm still going to schools. I was at Sexton the other day shaking hands at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was doing that 20 years ago. You know, the same thing. I was doing revivals, shaking kids' hands when they would come to the revival, fixing food. I take shoes up, clothes up. I had Rodney with me. I had Ashley with me. I'm still bringing people with me who, Larry was with me. You know what I'm saying? Larry worked for GM. Larry grew up right here on the South Side. Right. Ashley went to Sexton, played ball. Bro, I'm doing the exact same thing. What else am I doing? I was up here today helping Dee Dee with like books and straighten stuff up. Like y'all, when y'all met me, I was mopping floors. Like I'm doing the exact same thing. And I think that's what the problem is. You guys are thinking that mastery means you're gonna be doing something you've never done before. I always say his name wrong. Is it DJ Khaled?
Yeah.
I saw his thing the other day. DJ Khaled? Khaled. I saw him the other day. He was doing, man, he's doing less now than he was doing when he first.
Another one.
Oh, for sure.
He was in the garage doing all his stuff. He was killing the game. But now he is actually just telling people what to do. He like, okay, go do that. Okay, do that. Okay, stand next to me. So now, because he used to do it, now he's able to tell other people how to do it because he did it, and now he's not even working as hard as he used to work. So literally, I'm doing the same thing, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the same thing. I'm walking in the morning. It's the same thing. I'm reading a sentence from the book. It's the same. Like I used to have to read a whole lot more back in the day. It's the same thing, guys. I was on the road the other day. See, like, where you at? I'm like, I'm in D.C. He's like, what you doing in D.C.? I got to speak. Then he called me the next morning. Wait, you in D.C.? I said, no, I'm at home. He said, I thought you was in D.C. I said, no, I'm doing the same thing I was doing before. I would drive, go somewhere, speak, come back home. Now I just get to do it on a plane most of the time, right?
In first class.
Right, first class, right. But I still got to drive an hour and a half to the airport. I'm doing the same thing, y'all. I'm doing the same thing. This podcast, we giving away free content. We've been giving away free content since we started. We're doing the exact same thing. So here's the myth that I can't wait to stop doing what I'm doing so I can blow up. No, your blow up is just you put in 10,000 hours and they trust you to do more. Then you put in 20,000 hours and they trust you to do more. So what happened to me back in the day is corporate didn't trust me to come in and speak to their staff, but elementary kids, teachers did, right? Middle school teachers did. D1 programs didn't trust me to come in. NFL teams didn't trust me to come in. So I'm doing the exact same thing, but now I got 30,000, 40,000 hours in. More people trust me to do what I've always been doing because they trust the results because they see results.
Now, I don't even know if they trust the results so much as they trust the consistency.
Okay, that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like for real, the reason you don't never fool with your cousin like that, because he always got a new hustle.
Yeah.
He like, yo, come get in it. You know, it's a pyramid hookup they got. Then the next week he doing insurance.
This one definitely gonna blow up.
Next week, you know, he trucking. You like, yo, I can't rock with you, bro. You don't look consistent enough. And so,
I like it. I like it.
No, one of the things.
Can you talk about why you look consistent? Because our work, the same work, the same work, but just over a long period of time.
Oh, no question. That's what I'm talking about. And I think people who, like, can you imagine how many people, like the kids who see us from the Advantage and stuff, they like, wow, y'all still, like think about, we was in the Advantage right down the road.
Crazy.
That was like 13, 14 years ago. 13, 14 years ago doing what we do. And I'm like, wow, we were doing that 13, 14 years ago. And the kids look at us and they like, yo, it looked exactly the same. It's just more people following
crazy.
E. Like, people were following E back then. That's one of the things that people don't understand. Like, oh, you work for E. Like E was the man in a smaller capacity then. Like, it was the exact same thing. And as you talking, it's opening my eyes. I'm like, wow, you're right. It literally is the exact same thing. But this is what the exact same thing looks like over time.
Can you text Nikki real quick and tell her to send you the picture when I left the school yesterday? I don't have my phone. Text Nikki, and we're gonna put it up. But keep going. I want you.
That's why you so fire today too. By the way, no more phone for you when you on the podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Taking the phone.
No phone.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not distracted. I was doing two things.
You locked in. No. That's very true. And I think, again, imagine if we didn't value what we did back then,
right?
Or if we didn't see it as, this might not ever break.
I'm tripping. Like, as you were saying that, see, I'm thinking of me and Dwayne sitting by the mixing board at the Advantage. Bro, I'm sitting right next to the mixing board.
And where's Dwayne sitting? At the church.
At the church with the mixing board. Like, I'm just, like, it ain't even...
Dwayne's still
crazy.
Here. Carl's still here. Dwayne's still here. They're still doing the same thing.
Wow. And you sitting out there listening, and you done changed up your hustle. Yeah. You done changed up your swag.
You know what? It's actually on Carl. It's actually on Instagram.
She was like, "Is it a video or a pic?"
It's actually on Instagram. I want to show because it's gonna blow your mind. See, because you're just talking about like when we used to go to schools back in the day with Jersey, how we fighting the kids got sit up, sit down, shut up. And actually, the thing I did in St. Louis, I actually learned how to do that when we used to go to all those schools.
Right.
Oh, no question.
You feel me? I learned.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too though? Again, deep practice. Yeah. Bruh, people was like, oh, are you nervous to speak in front of 2,000, 3,000 people? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm like, they actually want to hear what I got to say. I'm like, I just spoke in front of, wow. Hold on.
Just hit that, see? We'll put it up on it for everybody to see.
Okay, tell them to tell Coach Bogan. Tell them to tell Coach Bogan I come there.
Wow.
Describe it so people can see. I mean, if you in CIG, we'll post it on the
That's a young lady yelling at E at the second floor window. That used to be Miss Herner room. You know what I'm saying? It's my school.
Wow. School, yeah.
Okay. Yelling out the second floor window saying we deserve a pep talk too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, it's crazy.
Bro, I went to the school and spoke, and then I left, and the kids was like, Mr. Thomas, when you go, they caught, it's filming, so they caught the end of it. Wow. So they was talking, so she hurry up and I guess record. I didn't know she was recording, but she didn't catch the whole thing. But they were like, Mr. Thomas, where you going? I'm like, I'm leaving. They was like, you not gonna come and give us a motivational presentation? I was like, no, I gotta go. And they was like, well, we did our homework. We hadn't been talking. We did everything we were supposed to do, and you didn't, don't have, I'm like, come on.
Text Nikki and tell her to put that on IG, but put captions with it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh. So to your point, I just kept doing it, see. We would go in, they didn't want to hear from us. Guess what I did not do for those of you.
Make sure you tell her, let me put the
caption on there. For those of you who are entrepreneurs, you know what you do when you go into school and they don't want to hear you? You quit and give up because it don't look the way you think it should look.
Oh, yeah, but you heard what I was saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, going to Jersey and going to, like, Crenshaw and stuff and with them kids who... I'm talking about, it's made it so people like, oh, you not nervous? I'm like, bruh, they want to hear us. They like chanting ET name as we come. I'm like, bruh, we went through the
throwing
fire.
Tomatoes.
And so a lot of people shame that very process that's going to build you into what you're supposed to be.
Absolutely, yep.
Like, dog, it's like, come on, man. Bruce Leroy. I was just watching it with my kids. Like, my man had to go on a journey to find the master. He was the master the whole time, but you had to go through all of these things.
To find out you was the master.
To find out you was the master.
Show enough.
Man, listen.
We got to put all that stuff. Can we do that on YouTube? I don't know if that's legal.
Oh, yeah, no, it's legal. Yeah, it's legal. It's old enough. Hey, back then, if you ain't get a copyright back then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they ain't tripping on that. Wow. So we'll get that off for y'all. But yeah, no, hopefully y'all got something out of that, man. And hopefully, you can take that master. You know who else has mastered the game?
I left my bottle home today, y'all.
You know who else has sensate out the game is Organifi, man. Shout out to Organifi, the superfood green juice powder, man. They are the sponsor of this podcast and every podcast that we do. Like I said, one of the reasons we got these beautiful sounding mics in the studio and all this other stuff.
Check one.
Y'all see how C-Voice changing right now, y'all?
You're just moving right along that dial. Shout out to Organifi, man. Man, just an everyday essential for the team, man. And, we brought it to y'all again, man. We get hit up all the time from sponsors. Yo, can we be on the podcast? And it doesn't matter how much money they got. If it doesn't align with our brand or something that we're really into, we would never bring it to y'all and endorse it. And so consider this our official endorsement of the Organifi product line. Check them out at Organifi.com, ORGANIFI, ORGANIFI.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS, man. They're going to give you a nice little sweet discount, right, on behalf of the fellas here. So appreciate that. And also appreciate all the people going and leaving some reviews on iTunes, on Apple, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I told y'all. Yeah, clap, man. A round of applause for y'all for a short round of applause, because not all y'all.
Right.
Go leave us a review on Apple, man. It really does help out our ranking. It puts us in like a more prominent place and things of that nature. So we don't have a big conglomerate behind this podcast, so we need our people to show up for us. So again, I'm not going to say it, but there's other speakers. I looked at their reviews. They had like 6,000, and I'm like, okay, don't do ET like that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They had 6,000.
So maybe I should say
podcast,
I'm not saying
maybe,
it.
Yeah,
so.
maybe you should say it.
No, I'm just saying maybe that's what it is, because I'm not begging
maybe I'm
y'all.
saying it. They don't like me like that.
I'm just saying that maybe they want me to beg.
Hey, you're saying it as a D.
Yeah.
We need an I to say. That's what it is.
Guys, I love you. I know you love me.
Girl, you know
you know what I'm saying? You love this podcast. No, for real. If we're going to be able to compete, like seriously, if we're going to be able to stay on air, you know what I'm saying? If we're going to be able to stay on air, we're not doing a podcast telethon trying to raise money, but we are asking you, please go do a review. As a matter of fact, if you do a review, right? I don't know how we're going to do this.
This where we need more insurance because E be coming up with some
I got you
wild
guys.
stuff.
I'm going to send somebody my new book, sign your name on it. You get a free book. All right. So CJ is going to go through the people who signed, did reviews, and we're going to randomly pick somebody who did a review. We'll say your name on here, and we'll show you the book. And
okay, now
book.
that's what I was missing. Our reviews about the I.
We need the I.
I just thought
the D ain't gonna give away nothing.
I just thought 190 episodes would be enough.
Seem like
you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know me.
I take your word for it. I believe you. I trust you, but they don't. Yeah.
Y'all worse than our staff. It's like, when are we gonna have a retreat? I say you get a check. You want a treat?
Hey, retreat.
Oh, a retreat. I thought they wanted a treat. I got a 3 and a 5-year-old. I'm used to being like, Dad, can we have a treat? Unbelievable. I'm like, man, all I want is the debit and not the credit.
That's it.
All right, so y'all want to do...
Here comes questions, because I know we got 18 minutes left.
Yeah.
18 minutes left before
the camera
go off.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we're
wow.
getting time now.
What kind of card y'all got in there?
It's a 64 gig card, but it's shooting at 4K, so that eat that sucker up quick.
4K.
She eat that up.
And I saw it on YouTube. I saw the difference.
How'd it look?
I could see the pores in your face.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's clean.
Oh, nice. Okay, let me see. I had all the questions on Instagram, I think. What's our follow us at S2S Podcast.
Yes, I forgot about that.
We got almost 20,000 followers now. 19,000, over 19,000 now. So go check out.
You got to give something away for that too. Come on.
S2S Podcast. We'll be giving away a Lamborghini for a follower.
Will Smith is going to have to put something from S2S on his hookup to take us over the top.
All right, let's go. We got a bunch of questions coming in. All right. So, is there a balance or procedures you follow when determining if or when connecting people with needed resources for their game? Did you understand that?
I did, but that's kind of deep. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess.
That's Ryan Manning, 1906. Shout out to you, Ryan, for the question.
I guess that happens with us, where people come to us, you know what I'm saying, and want whatever resources it is. Like, I'm not going to say, I don't know which ones to say, but I think it is. And for me, it is, I don't mind you being blessed, but I always talk about mutualism. Like for me, it's like, what are you going to do for this ETA family? It's not that we're not going to bless you and do anything for you, but if we talk about sharing resources, we talk about being a blessing to you, it can't be, 60-40 60-40 or 70-30. You know, it's got to at least be 50-50, if not 49-51. So for me, I just look for not equal giving, but equal sacrifice. So if you're not going to sacrifice on the level we're going to sacrifice, and if what we're doing for you is going to benefit you, but it's not going to benefit us, I usually try to stay away from those type of relationships.
All right, sounds good. I will quit my job. So I'm just saying, we talked to Carl in New Orleans, and he dropped some jewels on us. No question. Just Carl.
Right, that's just a comment.
Hey, appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. Here, Jesse Senior 105K. Y'all got some interesting Instagram names. Said, hey guys, knowing what you know now and having gone through all the things you've gone through, what advice would you give yourself 10 years ago?
Study the disc earlier.
God bless.
I would have studied the disc earlier. And I'm serious. I would have went through the extreme execution, my program, 10 years ago. I'm just being real.
Oh, no. Come on, E. Come on.
No question.
I need that. Yeah, that D high.
It's coming up now. You know what I'm saying? The essay time for the I. No, I'm being honest. You know, my wife today, it was so funny. We done it together. We were just in the car, and I guess I was like I was in my head talking, and I was like having a deep conversation. And so she didn't say nothing to me. She just started rubbing my hand. And I was like, what you doing? She was like, I just want to calm you down. I don't know who you're talking to and what you're talking about. And when she said, I said, whoa, is this the pilot? Like, you need to be in control? She said, no, this is my I-ish.
I-ish.
I'm being I-ish. You know what I'm saying? I'm being I-ish. And I said, Irish? She said, no, I-ish. And so I'm not playing, but honestly, I wish I would have gone through a program that is as authentic as ours, that, gives as much insight as ours. So I could have understood Carl better, CJ better, myself better. And then I would have realized we had a missing ingredient. We didn't have that, that air traffic control, that technical person. You know what I'm saying? So that's for real. 10 years ago for me, I wish I could have communicated better with my wife, my children, understood them better. I mean, I'm just being real. This is not a shameless plug. Talk to me, Carl. 10 years ago.
Oh, man. No. That, just the exposure that we have now, just overall. And it's hard to qualify like that. But like, I'm just being real. The information that we know now, the assessment is one. Just being exposed to like Maul. We talked about mindset a couple of episodes ago. Like mindset, like understanding that money sitting in the bank don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's so much, man. Like I would have been investing again. You ain't got to start investing 20 grand. You can start with $500. You know what I'm saying? But like, so the assessment, investments, what else? Just appreciation for life. Let me say it like that. I think, and you can speak, well, all y'all, after having kids, man, like the world just looked different. So I want to take that whole appreciation for life and family back 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I want to understand. I had a joke the other day. I told somebody, do you ever think back? Did you ever realize that your teacher was a human being?
I didn't.
I'm just saying, you
What
never
was her name, the
thought.
one you said?
Miss Harner.
Yeah, I didn't.
Shout out to Miss Harner. You know her husband. He's a shooting coach from Michigan State.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Coach Turner.
And I know his daughter. She's still at section.
Oh, a beast.
Yeah.
She a D for sure.
No, you good. But y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you never thought about them as a human being. Like, they had kids. They had to go home and take care of a family. They got to go home and cook, whatever they got to do. Like, again, just awareness about life, man. Like, I really want to take that back for me 10 years to 20 years, doggone it, and just be aware more of what's going on.
See?
I'm pretty comfortable with everything I did.
No doubt.
No question.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm not mad at it.
Next question. Hey, Sky Lenart said, this is funny. One gotta go, the D, the I, the S, or the C. He said, I know you need all of them, but which one gotta go?
Well, you know the D and the I ain't going nowhere because they super aggressive. So in between the S and the C.
This is uncomfortable with Carl in the room.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the D definitely ain't going nowhere. You know that.
Hey, let me plead my case. So I'm saying, based on where we came from, we did it without the C.
Okay, so
we did. We did. Okay, Carl, good job. Way to cover it.
We don't need the C.
Way to cover it. Because you was
But there's some C out there saying.
You know how you walk the plank and they got the knife, the sword in your back. Carl was getting close to that.
But there's some C out there saying, no, Carl, we don't need you. That's what some C's out there saying. But Carl's right. We had the dis.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
That was. Who would think of something like that? They either an S or a C, whoever thought about it.
No doubt. Hey, stop it, because y'all trying to mess us up here.
Yeah.
So A_Chicago Joe said, fair and foul. Is it okay to park in the handicap spot for a hot second.
I can't speak to that because I got one in my car because of Didi, so I can't speak to. Sometimes
fair
I'm
foul
parking
for
and
you
she
to
ain't in
use
there.
it right when she ain't in there.
She ain't in there, so I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that.
Yeah, E, what's your opinion? Mr. Wood, I want to make sure I give their shout outs for leaving these comments. Mr. Wood said, what's your opinion on plan B? Is it smart or is it a hindrance to plan A?
I just think depending on who you are, you know, if you are a D or an I, you definitely don't have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You're an S or a C, you probably got a couple plans. And that's not bad, but there's a reason why, because you're thinking about it a little bit more. So D or I, definitely, it won't be good for us to have multiple plans because we won't need to be going back and forth. Like, we just need to make a decision. We work best when we quick, we moving, we doing, you know what I'm saying? We just like, let's go. You know, so I don't think that, I just think that depends on who you are. But do me a favor, study wrong, study long, I don't care who you are. Like, you shouldn't have a plan B because you're scared. You shouldn't have a plan B because you're not committed. You shouldn't have a plan B because you don't have faith in your plan A. You should only have a plan B because you've exhausted your plan A and you realize, you know what, God has another route for me to go, and I got to go that route. So that would be my answer to that. Yeah, Mr. Woods.
Yeah, I got to read this question from Miss Starlet because she looks like she's been following and listening pretty closely based on her analogies. She said, making the juice. I'm like, okay, you listening for real.
Okay, making the juice.
She said, what's your advice on how to find a core team?
I mean, wow, I wish she could have been on the call yesterday. That was our whole thing. And, you know, Carl, I guess you can answer, and then I'll go. But yeah, that answer you gave yesterday was phenomenal.
Yep. So no, I spoke to it from the perspective of, again, why did we? So Moose kind of structured the question. Why did we follow E? So we're assuming that you're in E's position.
Right.
The thing, right? That's a big assumption.
Right.
But there are two things that I highlighted that E did. Number one was, man, the level of, we'll use the word mutualism. Like,
Right.
and E took first blood. Like, E took care of us in a way, like, for real. Like, you had to know it was something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I gave the example. I lived probably 2 miles away from E's house, but I literally had the Suburban, Big Bertha. I had the truck that I would pick E and Didi up and take Didi to work. You know what I'm saying? Go park it. Like, I had his truck.
The same one you got into, almost had a fatal crash?
The same one. But it was, you know what I'm saying? It was
Never
that
talk
level.
about Big Brother because he's always going to remind you of
right.
that.
Oh, no doubt. But
The Barbados left.
the level of, you know what I'm saying, attention that E gave our needs, that's to me and C. It's like, yo, there's not nobody else doing that. You know what I'm saying? Then number two, the whole podcast, like, E was exhibiting a level of mastery, like, for real. Like, I told somebody yesterday on the call, like, yo, if Kobe Bryant call you tomorrow, sorry, Kobe gone. If LeBron call you tomorrow and said, hey, I just need somebody to grab rebounds for me while I shoot, it's 90% of us just running and doing it. And it's like, that was E. Like, E was killing it, doing his thing. And he was like, yo, I know I need help. I can't tell you exactly what I need y'all to do, but I know I need help. So those two factors, man, like, yo, whatever E needed at the time, C and I was going to fill that gap and get it done because we saw that value, man. And it was mutual, 100% mutual.
And I always say, ask yourself this: why should somebody want to work for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make the assumption that somebody should work for you. If you LeBron, you don't have no problems with people wanting to come sign up with the Lakers. If you Kawhi, you don't have no problems with people wanting to come to the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? If you Golden State, you're not going to have no problems with people wanting to come to Golden State and hoop. So you have to ask yourself this question: why would somebody want to come work for you?
All right. I think that's it. G. Ray has said, have you ever been to Jerusalem?
Nope, been Egypt.
We did Egypt.
Got close.
Yeah. We did the River Nile.
Yeah, we did do the Nile.
Justin J. Bell said, how long does it take to become a millionaire?
Some people have done it in 6 months. Some people have done it in a year.
Some people hit the lottery, did it overnight.
Yeah, it depends.
What was the first project you invested in outside of speaking once you started making money?
Art.
Ourselves.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? That's crazy that you say that.
That's good, too.
I was just talking to, what's his name? Sean Hart. I love Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Sean was
Shout out
in
to
the,
Sean for sure.
Sean was the Game Changers.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came with the Extreme Execution.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'm serious. Because of what you said, hear me. Sean called me last week and was like, yo, E, you have this art. You have this thing about yourself that you just learn under any circumstance. He like, it's crazy. You know how to create content. I need to learn how to create content. I'm going to tell you what I told him, see? I was like, that's a program. So you're going to have to pay me a couple grand for that. He was like, all right, when can I meet you? He met me at 6 o'clock in the morning here in the office. I said to Sean, because he asked me something similar to that, and I was like, yo, he's like, did you do Nike? Did you do? I said, no, we did ourselves first. The first company we invested in, we put money in our books. We put money in the pot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, good.
Bad as you want the breath shirts?
Yeah, no question.
My mom would kill me if she heard me say breath.
It's okay. She is listening.
Breath.
Your father's listening.
No, my dad, my mom are not listening.
Okay.
But
why is it that Didi not,
Tamisha
not,
ain't nowhere to find it.
Candace not? What's this
Camille
trend?
is listening.
Camille is
Shout
listening.
out to Camille.
Shout out to Camille. Thank you, Camille.
Hey, but
This
Camille
Jamal's
is
wife.
a chameleon.
That's right.
Y'all ain't got no
Camille
chameleons.
definitely listening. Shout out to her. She the only wife holding it down right now. Everybody else, I think they just get tired of hearing us talk. But no, my mom will kill you if she hear you say birthday, breath, or any other F where TH is supposed to be. It could be beef.
For those of you who have a hard time with that, just put your tongue on the top of your front teeth. Bath. All right? Don't go.
Finna go take a bath.
Yeah, don't go.
Oh, my mom used to hate that. She used to correct all my friends. So
She's not listening, so you good.
yeah, no. So bad as you want a breath. All right. Well, Carl, let us know. Shout out to everybody who came out to DC.
Shout out.
DC
This
was
whole
off the
year
chain,
been
sold
fire.
out. Man, shout out DC, always showing love. Shout out to I should say the DMV, always sold out.
I think that's one of our top
is.
support
Bruh, it
areas.
I mean, it was 800 people in there, and we could have easily had probably 2,000 just if we would have left the tickets.
We sold out.
Yeah, sold out.
We sold out.
Sold out tickets, not sold out in life. Like we still real, we still real thugs. We still real thugs.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Still got my player card.
Let us know what we got. We also, can I quick plug for Game Changers coming up here real shortly. I think it's November 9th, if I'm not mistaken.
We found a city yet?
No, we're doing it in Atlanta. I always bring them to the A. Yeah.
Oh, Game Changers, not Masters.
Oh, no. Game Changers. So Game Changers, listen, man, if you want to learn how to speak, if you want to learn how to be in the speaking industry, if you want to, take your passion and turn it into a profit, as so many people who have come through our program have done, sign up for Game Changers. Yeah, exactly. Sign up for Game Changers, all right? We are teaching you literally everything from top to bottom, all the mistakes we made, everything. The mastery, the time we took in deep practice, we're going to shortcut that process for you.
And we get better, actually.
Oh, no question.
Each year we're getting better, which is
no
great.
question.
I don't know why I keep saying Masters of the Game. I guess because that's the one I show up to religiously. But I am at Game Changers faithfully. You are.
And I'm the teacher, the sensei.
Yeah.
So would love to teach you guys and kind of show you some of the things that we use to, get in this game. Again, man, they say that public speaking is the number one fear in the world, right? So if you can do it at a high level, you can command a lot of money, all right? So shout out to Game Changers. Go to etagamechangers.com. Check us out, sign up, and I'll see you in Atlanta for our next meetup, all right? Also, we got Breathe University. Man, just shout out to our BU community. I want to make sure we always pub that, man. That's a big deal. Again, it is just a community like none other. We also, within BU, and also the Q4 Challenge, right? We are dead smack in it.
Is it too late to still join?
No. We're going to keep you. And again, it's 3 months. Just jump in. We're going to keep it going.
I didn't know if you didn't start with us, if you could just ride with us.
Hey, you just going to miss the first couple weeks.
You come in on bag, you know what I'm saying? When I'm doing bag, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I get you straight. We'll get the cash. We'll get that. And I do want to have more, to be honest with you, in the future, just hold me accountable. I want to have more financial related podcasts.
Okay.
I just think, money, man, is like, we do it, trust me, character is number one.
Yeah.
For sure. Like that'll always be our go-to, I feel like, just because of who you are and who we are. But the money side, man, I really want to talk to people about, we had Marl on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Obviously, Josh on the podcast, Dr. Downs, like we've had some amazing guests. And listen, man, we want you to be able to earn at a high level for your family. Yes. And there's some things that we've learned. I watched this show called, and I didn't watch it. I saw the preview for it. It was called Undercover Billionaire. And And the whole premise was like, my man literally gave up. He didn't give it up, right? But he like left all his companies or whatever he had. And he was about to go just start over with no money. Like, I'm talking about like literally like enough for like 2 days, like no connections. He wasn't going to use none of his resources, nothing.
Wow.
And he was going to try to turn a company into a multi-million-dollar company.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if he did it or not. I'm assuming he did if the show's called Undercover Billionaire, I think is the name of it. But I'm like, wow, my man probably going to turn in another $1 million company.
Isn't that crazy?
Because
look, he took away all the excuse. He like no connections, no. So he wasn't allowed. He flew on a private jet to like some little small town in like Erie, Pennsylvania, and he was like, "I'm not using my money, my connections, my family resources, just everything I learned." Think about that, dog. Yeah. Think about that.
Are
like
you
with the
that
information
confident in your
No
the information in your head?
Yeah, but he got a better advantage than most people because, you know, like you said, he's put in that mastery.
But I'm saying it is the deep practice.
Yep.
And it's the information.
Yep.
It's like, yo, if you got information, look at Josh. Josh has started several multi-million-dollar companies that had nothing to do. Like his first company, they were doing
security,
smoke alarms.
Oh, yeah.
No, the very first one. They built a multi-million-dollar company installing smoke alarms in houses, in commercial units or whatever they were doing. Right? Boom. Leave that, sell that, go to the security company.
Security.
Build that up. Now solar. Like, bruh, like clearly there's some information there. And so imagine we're telling you to join a community where you get to talk to these people and get this information.
And it's yours. I told Sean today, I'm like, yo, Sean.
Nah, I need a pair of shoes. I'm sorry.
I told Sean what I shared with him today, I've never shared before.
Did you record it?
Yep, I recorded on the video, on the audio.
Okay.
So and then we're going to type it out. I told Sean, I said, Sean, I've never shared this with nobody. I remember people saying like, yo, E, you can learn from anything. You watch a movie, we drive it, but I've never shared. I said, Sean, do me a favor. You're the only human that knows what I know. You know how much money you're going to be able to make off of this? I was like, you're the only one to know what I know. But I said, nah, we're going to race because I'm about to put a program together and sell this joker. But imagine him spending just a couple thousands of dollars to get what it took me 30, 40 years to learn.
Now, let me ask this. How much of the content from C taking you from a 3 to a 10 was included in this?
None. That wouldn't be fair.
Make sure. I was going to make sure.
If I was going to say I need a kickback.
No, not fair. Not
what I'm saying? I need a small kickback.
But Carl might feel like he's familiar with a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just depends on how you look at it. Because like, I don't know if you got that or I got that. We both said that, but I've now shared it in a structured format. You know what I'm saying? You hate when people want to act like I thought of that, but you didn't put it in a structured format. I'll put it in a structured format, bro.
Yeah, no, I told you, I thought of Uber. I just didn't put it in a structured format.
You got no patent for it.
Bro, I said, I was so pissed Uber making money. I'm like, wow, y'all making billions? I've been thought like, hey, you going that way, just scoop me to the spot. I'll give you a couple $2 for gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on that. Yeah. Uber put a structure to it, dog. Yeah.
Hey, and last thing on that, but Uber is operating out of a deficit and they still got billions. I want people to stop messing around and pay attention. They're operating.
Netflix too.
They are losing money monthly and still got billions and still running the company while losing monthly. So you go do your own research and process that. Think about money different.
I want to be in that kind of deficit.
Yeah, think about money different.
Yeah, my debt look a little different. my debt don't hit like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. What else, Carl? We got Phenomenal Life Mexico.
Phenomenal Life 2020. I'm just going to read it. Presenting the triple-double lifestyle. Listen, it's the 5 things you need to master to live life on. Ooh, let me read it right. You need to master to live life on a phenomenal triple-double scale. Here are the 5 things. Your mindset, your relationships, your finances, your health, and finally, your lifestyle. We've broken down each of these strategies to help you live life on your terms, y'all. That's all it boils down to.
And we're going to do it at a beautiful resort on a beautiful beach.
I heard one of the best in the world.
Let's go to one of the best in the world.
Just go to the website and play the video, y'all. I'm looking at it right here.
Carl going to be there with his shirt off.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Don't even play with it now. I'm in the gym, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? It's been 5 a.m., so, you know, hey, we're going to see.
He already had like a clean canvas.
Well, not
so if he didn't have a 6-pack, he had like at least 2-pack. He could see one of his packs. So he just got to throw the other 4 with it.
Yeah, no.
I'm buying a shirt with a 6-pack. I'm buying a shirt with it.
He's just going to put stacks of cash. Right? Don't worry about my 6-pack, bro. I got another kind of 6-pack. I'm getting to this paper.
Stacks on stacks on stacks. bags.
All right, man. I just hate ending the podcast. I'm like, man.
I know, but we're about to run out of time.
Okay.
Still
How much time we got?
3 minutes. About 3 minutes.
Yeah,
on the camera.
Yeah.
Did it
About
stop?
2-3
No, I
minutes.
still see it
Okay,
red.
give us the
You
nugget
good.
of the day.
Yeah, give it to us. E.
Nugget of the day.
No alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me up. All right, for real. Deep mastery, focus means you don't need external to push you. You push yourself. All right, so right here, no alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me up. Get your butt up and let's go.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all listening. Listen, go leave us that review. All right, go do it, man.
Get
We love
that
you.
autograph book from me that's not even really out yet. Not even out like that yet. You're not the boss of me. It's yours.
You're not the boss of me. You are not the boss. You are not, or you ain't
the boss of me.
You ain't the boss of me. All right. So listen, we appreciate y'all listening, and as always, we love you. We'll
See you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your